mean, David Seymour is telling the nation that this referendum will unite us. Love to hear your thoughts on that.
Well, I'm not quite sure what he's going to unite, because what he's trying to do, when the media kindly sent me the leaked document, and I had a look at his bill that he proposes. Well, you're not allowed to be Māori anymore in this country, and you have to all be New Zealanders. And by the way, I'll lift out this phrase and that phrase and mistranslate it, and that will become what this country is. So you're only ever New Zealanders. Now, if he thinks that that's not being insulting and divisive, I don't know what he thinks it is. So what he's doing at the moment is he is trying to divide New Zealand by saying there are no Māori in this country, and therefore you Māori just be quiet because you're only New Zealanders. If that isn't poking a bear, I don't know what is poking a bear.
I'll just show people, we have talked about this, but just to revisit it, one of the big parts that you're talking about is that the New Zealand government will honour all New Zealanders in the chieftainship of their land and property rights. So he's making the relationship between the Crown and all New Zealanders as opposed to between the Crown and iwi. And that brings me to another question. We heard today that Mr. Luxon and Mr. Seymour are in kind of different places on this. Mr. Luxon in the media scrum was asked about how he thought the relationship via the treaty was, and this is what he said.
Different views expressed within the government, personal views on whether you see the treaty as a partnership or not. Can I ask for your personal view?
Yeah, look, my personal view is that it's a relationship between Crown and iwi. It's akin to a partnership, and you know, as we've been working through over a number of decades and years, we'll continue to work through that.
So you feel comfortable using that? You disagree with David Seymour?
Well, personally, that's how I think about it. Yeah.
So you do disagree with the way that David Seymour is?
As I said, I see it as a relationship between Crown and iwi, and I see it akin to a partnership, which is what many have seen over the last decade.
And that obviously continues on for another 3 or 4 minutes, where him saying exactly the same line over and over again. But he does state very clearly the Crown and iwi, whereas David Seymour is saying the Crown and New Zealanders. So I don't know what's going to happen and whether it will go beyond the first reading, but if Luxon was to stick to what he thought, then he can't support it. What do you think about the disparity between the two?
Oh, well, they're totally different, because Seymour, having listened to him quite by fluke, I have to say, on Sunday, but my academic side of me tells me I have to listen to everyone. So I went back and listened to it very, very carefully. He is quite clear that everybody is only a New Zealander, and you do not identify yourself by your, well, he talked about identity not being allowed to have a say in this. But essentially what he was saying was, you will forget that you have whakapapa, you will forget that you are Māori, and that there is no such thing as a partnership between Māori and the Crown, or rangatira and the Crown. He's really, really clear about that cannot happen. So what you've just seen, well, I hadn't realised that Luxon had said that, is exactly the opposite.
Yeah.
Of what Seymour is saying, exactly the opposite.
Yeah. So that'll make the one thing we've been worried about, Margaret, and you know, I haven't heard this in the media yet, is Luxon could actually go, no, Nationals not supporting this, but we'll make it a conscience vote, and then Nationals not supporting it. No one's. That's not an accusation that we're the only ones that have been talking about that, but it was just a thought.